Welcome to the best hour of their day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez
and me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
as both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day.
Back in your lives, 29th day of October, 2024. I'm here. Christian Jensen's here, owner of Modern Human CrossFit, does all things marketing, repping the Ackerman Fern shirt. 2020. Hey,
if you're not sure who to vote for, that's who you write in.
Write in ballot.
Jason Ackerman.
Look,
Fern's the VP, by the way.
Of course.
Not number one, he's number two.
That makes sense. I mean, look, if I have to move to DC, make America fit again, I'll do it. I'll do that. Anyway,
Do you know the real reason why Fern's number two?
Probably just because it fit better on the shirt.
Maybe. Actually, I feel like it's more because behind every crazy leader is somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
So I'm the crazy leader of Fern. Yeah, that makes sense. That's essentially how this business is running. So, winter arc. Yes, this is my winter arc. Trish, good to see you again. Fern and I head to Austin, Texas this Friday. If you are going to be near Texas, it's a big state, but in the Austin area of Texas, come to the Lunch and Learn. 1:30, we'll be there with HSN. I'll be dropping some knowledge all about sales. Nicole will be doing her thing, all about healthy steps and eating right. And then we'll be at the Affiliate Summit. Fern speaks at 1:45, so no need to show up early. Just show up for Fern. 1:45 at the Affiliate Summit. Anyway, man, sorry. I just came from a workout, Christian.
That's fine. Well, I mean, for one, on that note, I think anybody who hasn't gone to a summit is missing out.
They're great. They're
super fun.
People want to talk about, what HQ is not doing, and then they're doing stuff, and people aren't, people are showing up for the record, but more should be, right? Like, I think I saw on this schedule, Jay DeCoons in Austin will be repping, Chase Ingram will be repping, we'll be there, Nicole will be there from HSN, Dan will be there from Push Press. So some great presentations, and also just a great opportunity to mingle with affiliates. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow, Trish. I'm a mess right now. We got sick kids. We got all that kind of stuff going on. I'm shooting. So, hey, breaking news. We hit the breaking news sound.
Let me see if I can find it.
You have
one, right?
I did not expect you to even attempt. Breaking news. I love it. The second edition of Best Hour of Their Day book is coming out.
When to drop? Do we have a release date?
Yeah, we do. We do have a release date. It's coming out for Affiliate U clients only first I'm giving away a big surprise right now, at the Orlando Mastermind. That's no big deal.
Does when you guys are planning these, because I find out when everybody else finds out for the most part. Sometimes I get like a day or two heads up. But when you guys plan these, is it really a secret? Or do they tell you it's a secret? So then then you spill the beans. You know what I mean? They're like, it's like reverse psychology.
To be fair, no one knows about this other than me. So it's only a secret because Cody and Nate know about it. So that was really funny, Trish, the New Testament. That was so far in my day on October 29th, that's the funniest thing I've heard all day. That is extremely funny. No, I should bring that up though, AAA. And good to see you, AAA. He had a 25th birthday. That dude, what was it, last time we were talking? He had his 25th birthday? I was bragging about, I'll come back to the book. Don't let me forget the book. But I was bragging to my wife about AAA. She's like, who are you talking about? And I was like, AAA, Kanan. Because we've had our fair share of, I don't want to use the word because I don't want to, just in case people are watching. We've had our childcare help. Let's put it that way. And they tend to be in their 20s, AAA being 25. And we've had a little, dust up, if you will. And I text AAA because I was like, I am more impressed with you the more time I spend with other millennials. Like the more time I spend with other people in their 20s, the more I'm like,
let's set the record straight. They're not millennials. We talked about this. They are Gen Z.
well,
Don't let me in with these early 20s. They are
And-
Gen Z TikTokers.
man, they don't have any work ethic, zero work ethic, and expect everything to be handed to them. And then you have Kanan, who's just hustling his butt off. And it's so impressive. Anyway, so I've added 5 chapters to Best Hour of Their Day, 5 brand new chapters, 2 of which are new stories from my old gym ownership days. So I'm excited for people to see that. 2 about Best Hour, and then 1 about the future. So 5 new chapters. But anyway, I'm taking my cover pictures tomorrow. So I'm getting my hair cut.
Cool. For version 2, did you use the same ghostwriter as the first time?
I wrote it, baby. I'm really excited. I like the chapters. I'm really excited about the Best Hour ones for the team to see them. And it really is the New Testament. That's right. Anyway, the workout, Trish, since you asked, it was a good one. Tell me how you think you would have done, Christian.
Okay.
All right. 5 rounds.
Okay.
Every 5 minutes. So you had to, each round started with 400-meter run. And then round 1 was 10 power cleans at 135. Round 2 was 8 power cleans at 155, 6 at 165, 4 at 185, 2 at 205. So every 5 minutes. So I don't want to give it away, but what do you think? Would you have gone?
What was your score? Accumulated like total time across all 3 or all 5 rounds?
Correct.
I mean, for like sub 15 for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
my cumulative time was 12:30.
You did 12:30.
I was like 229, 227, 230. My last round was actually the longest because just the 2 at 205. I went unbroken except for those doubles for that double. So, yeah. Only RX in the class. Gotta say.
Nice. Nailed it.
I'm the RX king. Dude, I don't know about you, but like, here's something about CrossFit that I love. I like genuinely, to this day, nearly 20 years later, look forward. Like, I like lose sleep over workouts, like getting excited about pushing myself and doing the workouts.
I have a legit question because we've talked about it before. Why do you care about doing the workout RX?
That's a great question.
We talked about how you've like done it, and we talked about how there's workouts where you're like, I could do it RX, I probably shouldn't do it RX, and then you're like, now it's gonna screw up my week because I decided to burn the house down. Like, why is it so important to you?
That's a great deep question. We get deep today, 10:30 on a Tuesday. I don't know. I mean, one, I could, and I hit the stimulus, right? So it was like
appropriate.
Right. It was an appropriate RX. Yesterday I went RX with 115 on the thrusters. Here's the thing. I've been wrapping my head around this because people like to claim they do hard things. And I don't remember if you and I were talking about this. I don't think doing CrossFit is hard. Right? Like in my life, doing the 9 a.m. class across the street is not hard. Like being patient with my tyrant toddler is hard.
Yeah.
Right. So like people are like, I worked out, I got up early, I did this. Like I know the end result is I feel better. Like that is not actually hard. Like
yeah. Like situationally it can be hard, but in general, like for most of us, if you've been going to the gym more than 18 months, going to the gym ain't hard anymore.
That's the best part of your day. Like that's literally
the best you enjoy. Even if it is hard, you enjoy that it's hard.
It's a different hard, right? I don't know, but I don't know. I just at 46, like it's fun to strive. I think RX just gives you something to strive for. Like if that were 225, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have done it. Like, but it was like I worked up to 205 in the warm up, hit it with form that I was satisfied with. The 2 reps during the workout did not look like those, but they were. I didn't feel like I was going to hurt myself, and I was happy with it. And I like to set little mini goals. So I had the mini goal. My goal was only to go unbroken on the 10 and 8, and then I was able to go unbroken on the 6 and 4, which I was happy about.
I'm the opposite. I'm always looking for opportunities to scale.
Yeah, you are.
I'm like, oh man, I gotta scale this one. It's the ones that it's the it's the ones that like you're like, I got no business scaling. Like I'm doing this. Like yesterday we did a version of Jerry where yeah, it's the run row run.
Yeah.
But instead you picked 3 different cardio options. And so it could be bike, ski, row, run. And I was like, man, like I'm doing this one RX. Like I'm gonna be within the stimulus. It ain't gonna feel good, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, and when we talked about cherry picking, it was 2 weeks ago because Fern, Marcus, and I were in Vegas, and we talking about that. Like, I hate running. I went today because there was running.
Yeah.
I got this on Etsy, by the way, Colorado mug. I forget. I would love to give this woman a shout out, but I have no idea. I can't remember. But I was looking for a really big mug that represented Colorado, and lo and behold, you can find anything on Etsy. Hey, someone dropped a Star Wars question. I forget what it was, but someone. No, not in this chat. Like someone DM'd me a Star Wars question for you. I don't know.
And you don't have it?
Dude, you'll get every question. All right. Hey, let's bring up a topic for today. Christian has a topic on social media we'll talk about. If you're in the chat, Tim, AAA, Trish, anyone watching, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Christian's going to pull it up, but we're going to talk about some misconceptions of CrossFit. While you're doing that, like I said, how cool is it that CrossFit gives us something to be excited about at the gym? Like, I go to Lifetime pretty often because they have daycare, and I just see people like, one, they don't really know what they're doing, which is upsetting, but 2, they're just kind of like there because they have to be. Like, when I walk into the box, I'm like, let's do this. Like, I'm focused, ready to go. So let's break down a few of the most common misconceptions about CrossFit. Before it will make you jacked. Before we move forward on this, I'd love to hear yours. If you're watching this, what is a misconception about CrossFit that you've had to break someone's belief on?
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. What's the first one? I wrote this.
Oh, what happened?
Hey, Fern. We're filming more of those in Austin. CrossFit is a friend. This one, we had Craig Howard on at the games. We dropped that episode. Affiliate dues are now $4,500, and people annually lose their mind when their dues come. Like, they forget, like, oh, they're due again. Like, my annual dues are due again next year, and it's always CrossFit's not doing enough. Now, these same people that are complaining would lose their minds if CrossFit started imposing rules such as hours, equipment, all the things that make Gold's Gym or any Globo Gym what it is. People don't want that. They love the fact that CrossFit is, free market and we can do whatever we want, but they want the same perks. It's an affiliate. We're paying for the name. Now,
can you lay out even a little bit deeper? Like, what is the difference between like what we have, which is an affiliate model, versus like what is a franchise?
Hey, you're asking the wrong guy. I mean, you're asking too much of me. Fern can do a better job at that. But I would say, in my pea-brain of business, a franchise is really, you guys know them when you see them. The Dunkins, the Starbucks, the like I said, the Gold's Gym. It's something where you walk in and everything looks and runs the exact same way. And for many of those, I don't know for all of them, but you can Google it. To open like a Subway, for example, yes, it's very restricted. But to open a Subway, for example, you need like $2 million in your bank account. Not like my house is worth X, my car is worth Y. It's like you need, hey, to prove you have this much money. And then it's like, hey, we wear green. We keep the lettuce this way. You get your delivery this way. I mean,
yeah, they provide a done for you cookie cutter solution to run your business.
Yeah, and in the gym world, that would look like you would almost. I haven't been to a Gold's Gym in probably a decade, but at the time when I was working at Gold's, it was like purple and gold.
Yeah, or it's the same thing in an Orange Theory or an F45. Like, and with those two, when you think about franchises, I think Subway's a good example. There's some Subways that are corporate owned, that Subway owns, and there's other ones that are franchises that somebody personally owns that they pay Subway to know how to run the business.
Right.
And so like often you don't know. Like when as a consumer, you're like, I have no idea if this is a franchise or a corporate.
And that's why a lot of people when traveling the world seek out a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Wendy's or whatever, because it's like, I know what I'm going to get, right? The meat's all coming from the same place. The fries, they're made the same way, right? And now to Randy's point, what's up, Mayor? He's probably only got a couple more weeks in there, huh? His elections are next week. Randy, literally the mayor of, I want to say Troutville, but I feel like that's wrong. But yeah, now an affiliate model is like you're an affiliate of a company. I'm an affiliate. I represent this company. I pay a licensing fee to use that name. Now, I'm sure there's a little more that goes on with it in CrossFit, but everybody's always saying how CrossFit doesn't do enough. But there was like when you signed your agreement, it was like, you're paying us X to use the name. There wasn't, and here's the list of things we're going to do for you. Now, of course, the better representation and the better brand awareness HQ has, the better it is for all affiliates.
Yeah.
But Troutdale, I was close. I think affiliate owners are notorious for poo-pooing on the things CrossFit does and not respecting the things they don't do. Glassman used to say, like, I'm not going to tell you to sell nanos.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to, great, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the next one? Yeah. We talked about.
You want to touch on? You want to hit on them?
No. I think that's kind of what we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hit it on.
Shitty affiliates hurt good ones. Again, another misconception, and I can go both ways. Like, not that I can go both ways. I can see the argument here, but I think we've all experienced something in our lives where we've tried one thing. Maybe it wasn't the experience we wanted. Maybe it wasn't quite what we expected. And we didn't just give up on that thing. You sought out something better. And that's the point here. You go to an affiliate and you're like, man, that was terrible. Which, by the way, you probably don't know what terrible feels like. Terrible would, if you're new to CrossFit, would essentially be like, I got hurt, which is uncommon. Like, it'd be hard to hurt yourself on day one at CrossFit because you're just not actually fit enough to hurt yourself.
Yeah, not on day. Yeah.
Right? Like, if somebody dropped in today and they were like, well, I'm going RX, it's like, you can't deadlift 205. Like, you're not going to hurt yourself. It's not going to move. Right? So I would, and this would Glassman used to preach, the cream of the crop, right? Like, I would venture to say a bad affiliate sends people to the better affiliates. If I tried CrossFit, I'm going to be like, I like this. I've heard of it. I want to get fitter. That wasn't a great experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten people in my gym that have tried other gyms, both in my area or they tried it somewhere else and then moved and wanted to try again, and told me, they were looking for X, Y, Z, and that they didn't get that where they were before. I think many people who try CrossFit and it doesn't stick, I think whether they realize it or not, they weren't psychologically ready for CrossFit. I don't think they knew what they were getting into. And then they realized like, oh, it's too hard, or maybe, they weren't ready for the amount of coaching that they're going to get. I don't know. But I think that they weren't, I don't think it had anything to do with, I think it had less to do with the affiliate and more that they were ready.
Yeah. And I think, again, for example, CrossFit released I don't think they released it. I think they just reopened a training channel.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Because I went on it and it was like videos from years ago. So I was like, this isn't new. But people were reaching out to me like, oh, CrossFit's doing this. I'm like, this is great. Like, the more people looking for exercise on the internet, finding CrossFit, like, the better for us.
Well, and that goes back to like our first one, where it's like, what's the benefit? Like, what are you actually signing up for with your affiliate? Like, you're really just signing up to use the name. Everything else is extra credit.
Yeah.
And it's like them doing this is going to boost both like CrossFit SEO, but then more importantly, it'll like boost the perception that people have of CrossFit. And if 3 people sign up for your gym and stay for a year, it was worth your $4,500.
It's less than that. I mean, right. It's 3 people. If you charge it on average $150.
3 people, they stayed 12 months. That was
Right.
more than that.
Like, you 3 people forever, really.
Right.
Because, like, you just need 3 members. And any affiliate that's watching, that's listening, that's out there, you have 3 people at your box because it was CrossFit.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I mean, even me, like, the box I go to because it's convenient, it's close, and it's a CrossFit. And just think about anything. Let's say you go to church or you go to temple in your town, right? There's no temples in Daytona, right?
I don't know. I'm not
I know
Jewish.
No Jewish people where you live. Did you move to that area because there was no Jewish people, or there were no Jewish people because you moved to that area?
I think it's the second one.
But I'm just saying, like, you're at temple, you're celebrating Shabbat, it's Friday night, you're doing the toast and all this cool stuff, and other members of the congregation are talking about they do CrossFit, right? Like, oh, what's that? Point is, like, the more people doing CrossFit in your region, in your circle, the more it's going to spread. I pick up my daughter from school. There's other CrossFitters there. We don't all go to the same affiliate, but we talk about it, right? Because it's like there's other areas where people congregate.
Well, what do you think is the main factor on what gym people choose to work out at? So say there's a bunch of CrossFit gyms in my area. What's typically the factor where they're like, oh, this is the one I'm going to go to?
Location.
The one that's closest.
Yeah.
And that's why I also think this is a dumb argument, where it's like, unless you have, like, I have a gym who's like, they're within walking distance of me in a non-walkable area. It's unusual in my area how close they are. We're both doing great. And other than that gym, all the other gyms around me are like minimum 10 minutes away. And so it's like, even if they're doing something crappy, like, that has less to do with that, with people going to their gym has less to do with that than it does to how close I am to their business or their house.
Hey, I want to say this. Like, I love Carrie, the owner. She's a neighbor now, like two streets over. I go there because it's across the street. It's literally across the street. Like, I leave my house at 8:56 for the 9 a.m. class. Like, CrossFit Roots is 12 minutes away. We've got some clients in the area. Like, Carrie's not an affiliate U client. It's just convenience. Right now, my buddy Pat does a great job coaching the Thursday class, so I love taking his class. I just hit Carrie's class. She did great. Let me bring up a topic. I need to run to the bathroom real quick. But I'm gonna bring you a topic up to talk to the listeners about.
Okay.
Because I'm torn. I'm torn because I love Cold Creek CrossFit. There's something I don't love, and I'm interested to hear everyone's take on it. Ready?
Yeah, do it.
The bathroom.
Yeah, do it.
Question of the day.
Oh my gosh. At the
All right, you talk about
whiteboard? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Question of the day at whiteboard. Not a fan. Not a fan. Because if we're trying to keep the whiteboard brief 3 to 4 minutes, then all of a sudden this has just exacerbated how long my whiteboard brief is. Yeah, if you guys have a different opinion, drop it in the chat. Let me know what you think. But my whole thing is, like, no question of the day, the whiteboard brief. Save it for your general warm-up. Like, use that as an opportunity to, like, check in on your people, go around. If you got a big class, make it something that's like a couple word answer, like no open-ended. You know, one of the ones I've heard, I was at a class and they asked at the whiteboard brief, they were like, if you could if you could turn anything into the gym into a weapon, what would it be?
I've heard that. I've used that one actually.
Do not do that at the whiteboard. Are you kidding? I'm trying to work out. Like, if you want to do it in the warm up, like, cool, that's fine. But like, I want to start moving.
Yeah, I hate to say it, like I love the box, and for the record, like I've been to many classes. Yeah, I don't love it, and for all the reasons you're saying, I was like, I'm here. Especially I'm not hitting the 5 a.m. Trish, but it was like, man, like no one's paying attention. Like it's a formality, if you will. Like we're not doing it for the reason it was intended for. And I also don't think it has to be daily. Like, cool, you want to do it, but it should be like you said, yes, no, or one or the other, but not this open-ended thing.
Yeah, and and I do think it's important, like, have some sort of conversation starter in your general warm-up, not your whiteboard brief.
Yeah,
like, as you guys are moving, if especially if you're doing an AMRAP, where they're going to be moving on their own, go around and check in with people, or if you're guiding the warm-up, either way. And it could be something as simple as like, hey, it's Monday. Jay, what'd you do this weekend? He's like, oh, I mowed my grass. I'm like, and I went out to eat with my family. Awesome. Moving on. Next person. What'd you do this weekend?
Well, and today was a great example. Like Carrie actually, I show up at 9 a.m. I'm like, I don't want to work out. Like I'm all excited, but I'm like, my body is not. And then I can tell how good class is going by how close I feel like and how good I feel during the workout. She got us super warm with these line drills. And I'm like, this would have been the perfect time.
Oh, line drills are great. I love it. And then you're like hollering at people across the room, and they feel, that's one of the things that I learned from Affiliate U is our class evaluation. And one of the things is, did each person get their name said, and did each person get a meaningful interaction? Well, if I'm starting off my general warm up with some sort of like question, whether it's a get to know you, an icebreaker, question of the day, whatever, but if I'm touching each person, then like I've already gotten a meaningful interaction with everybody, and we're only like 10 minutes into class.
Yeah. So look, no, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, I don't love it. That's all.
I'm a big fan of the general warm up. Don't do it in the whiteboard.
Oh, you know what? Guess I'm going to see Dr. Fuller today.
Ask Dr. Fuller.
Well, yeah. So
Adam Fuller. I'm jealous. Adam Fuller with his garage gym.
Crushing it. I'll see him. So at Roots, actually, there's a demo level 2. I think they're trying to make the level 2 a 1-day course. I don't know if they're trying to make it or that will be an option, but they're demoing. They're demoing the level 2 as a 1-day course.
Oh, really? Like condensing it down to 1 day.
I don't know if that's like ongoing or like there's the option to do. From what I understand, it's like only the coaching, the lectures, and all that will be online.
Oh,
I don't know anything about it. I've only heard about it through Adam, but he's taking it as one of the participants just because he must have got invited as one of the level 4 coaches in the area.
Yeah.
So we're going to grab dinner after.
I bet that would be an incentive for people to retake the level 2.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great just to get feedback all day, right? Like get in, get out. That's cool. And Adam Fuller, he's in Buena Vista, CrossFit Thin Air. Last I heard, he had 47. He's probably got a little more now, but in his garage. So I was thinking about this, and then we'll get to
real quick before you sidebar. Going back to feedback. If you are looking for feedback, and you're a coach, and you're not an affiliate U, join the Knowledge Pro. And if you're in the Knowledge Pro, you get a coach's eye. And I think we have 3 a week that we can schedule between Pat, Todd, and Kristen, and they will review your entire class.
Let me throw this out there too. That's great. If you're an affiliate owner, I'm inviting you to our Orlando Mastermind. How about that?
Boom.
January 25th and 26th, we'll be in Orlando. It's actually sold out, but we have a few spots left for non-clients. If you're interested, shoot support at best hour of their day an email that goes to Katie and Lee and a few others. And we'd love to get you in there. It's going to be great. We've got some guest speakers. Like we said earlier, you're getting the first advanced copy. Trish, I'll send you a copy. Let me know how to send it to you, and I'll get you a copy, Trish. I'd love for you to have one. I won't have them until then, but I'd love to get you a copy. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. What was
All
I?
right, that's fine. We'll move on. Back to misconception.
No. I wanted to say something important.
You said you didn't remember what you. Go ahead. Do it. It was
But
by
no,
Adam
now you're
Fuller.
putting me on the spot.
Adam Fuller.
Adam Fuller. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Thank you.
Do it.
Shoot me a DM, Trish. Coach Jason Ackerman. We've DM'd before. I was gonna say, I really love Adam, and I love all of our clients. And I was like, why do I like Adam so much? And I would realize, one, I do have a lot of respect for teachers. Adam, a former teacher, you a former teacher, Jason, a former teacher, LeBouf from CrossFit Charlton in Connecticut. And two, I love people that bet on themselves and take risk and do the thing, right? Probably why I liked you, took you under my wing, mentor, I know you referred to me as your mentor. I don't, no need to go all into that right now, Christian. But no, I love people that take a gamble on themselves. So double, right? Like, you were a teacher. My mom's still teaching at like 70 years old. Like, so I have a tremendous amount of respect for that. And then people that just took that risk on themselves, like, I'm doing this thing. So that's why I like Adam a lot.
That was it.
That's it.
I like Adam a lot too.
Yeah.
Adam's a standout, both like as a coach and an affiliate owner.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people check both those boxes.
Correct.
And not digging on anybody in particular, like not digging at anybody, like, but it's like, some people like, hey, I'm crushing my business, but I need to, dive in more into the coach development. That's where I need to work on, or vice versa. Some people like, I'm a really good coach, but I need to fix my business. And Adam is just like crushing both.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. You're right. All right. Let's go to the last one. Group training isn't enough. Well, here we go. Right. Like, we've spent the last 32 minutes talking about how great it is to go to the box. Like, you don't need individual programming. You don't need one-on-one. Group training is where it's at. It's like, there's no way I push myself that hard if you're training me. Like, even one-on-one, if you're like, go out and run, I'm like, okay, but having someone in front of me or someone chasing me, like, the group training is what allows the intensity to happen. Plus, it's just having I realized when I went back to the box like 2 or 3 months ago, like, I was missing that community in my life. And you don't get that by just going to the gym by yourself.
I got 2 follow-ups with this one. First follow-up is, what about the people who say, well, if you're going to make this a business and you're going to, hire full-time people, you got to make personal training or nutrition coaching. You have to make it part of your program, or it's just, you're not going to be able to make enough money.
I think anyone that says it as an absolute is a dummy. But I think there's value in it. I'm not suggesting one-on-one training is bad. I think it's great. I think if someone has a deficiency or someone's injured or someone needs to work on X, Y, or Z, offer it. But it shouldn't be because I have to. It should be a nice addition to your box. And of course, I think you should have nutrition. I think your affiliate should do nutrition coaching. Reach out to HSN. If you're a part of affiliate, we've got an entire HSN module run by Nicole, like, great friend of the company and the brand, and personally as well. Her and her husband, Jason, are awesome. Like, you should have nutrition at your box. It's the foundation of the pyramid. It's the first sentence: eat meats, vegetables, nuts, seeds, etc. So I was, I hate that I go to a box because I don't know if people watch and listen. But I mean, as I was thinking about it today, I'm like, I'm 46. A lot of the group was younger than me. And I'm like, why am I going RX compared to everybody else? Right? Like, and not like in a braggadocious way. Like, what is it that's stopping these people? And I was like, you can't make up for 30 years of training. Like, at this point in my life, like, the 30 years behind me, it's like a passive income, right? Like, you can't replicate that in 5 years of CrossFit. However, the real answer was, I was like, oh, it's nutrition. And it's not just nutrition. It's like what I do outside of the gym, right? Like, I'm at the box for an hour, but 3-4 days a week, sauna, right? Almost every day ice tub. Obviously eating the paleo method, right? All trying to get a good night's sleep. Like all those things are really where it's at. So point being, like, that's what people need. They need that coaching. And again, the one-on-one's fine. It's the company's like, you need this to survive. If you need one-on-one to survive, what that just tells me is there could be a few different things, right? But a lot of times you see people capping classes, and it's not always, but often a mistake for that reason. If you're not bringing in enough income and you're capping classes, you're stepping on your own toes. You're contradicting yourself. Let's answer Trisha's question. We pull out, what about nutrition challenges? I think with anything, like much of CrossFit and especially affiliate ownership, all small business ownership is great. I think when anything done well can be beneficial. So I
think it's also worth asking yourself, like, before you do it, what am I hoping to get out of this?
Yeah, that's great. Like, too many box owners, like, it's January, we're doing this, or it's, shred summer, or whatever it looks like. And it's like, what's the desire? The same thing we ask each other on the team, like, what's the desired outcome of this? And I think where nutrition challenges go wrong, there's probably many places. The most obvious one is what happens at the end. So it's a 30-day challenge. Cool. We have given you, other than like, do this thing for 30 days, and you can argue there's some education in there, but it's like, well, now what happens on 31? Like, hey, it's whole 30. That's the most like obvious extreme one. Like, we all know people are going to eat foods that are outside the whole 30 in their future. So what does that look like? How do I set you up for success? So on day 31, if you want to incorporate a glass of wine or a piece of bread, day 32, we can reel it back in. So are we actually educating in there? And then I think some other, feel free to contribute, Christian, but I think it's important the boxes lead by example.
Yeah.
The coaches and the owners, I meant.
Yeah. I think, what something Kayla and I have talked about is this year in particular, we've run some challenges, and we have asked ourselves, like, hey, what is our desirable outcome at the end? And so, like, is our desirable outcome to get people to funnel into our nutrition program?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like, let me preface with, the desirable outcome is always positive change with our members. Like, that's number one. So, like, set that aside. After that, then what am I looking for? It's like, do I want people to do a nutrition program? Cool. Then I'm going to design this in a way that, like, makes sense and hands them into that program. If at the end I'm like, hey, that's not necessarily my goal. Maybe my goal is to, this is more about education than necessarily like upselling into this program. Well, now I'm going to change the challenge to be, maybe more education focused. And then the other thing we look at too is like, what do we need to charge? How many people need to sign up in order for us to get positive ROI out of this? Especially if we end up paying a company for their challenge. Like, we really liked EC's 800 gram challenge. And so if I'm going to pay for that and all of those resources, I need to know, what do I need to charge? How many people need to sign up in order for me to make sure that I don't just break even, but it's actually worth all of the time that we have leading up to that.
Yeah, and I would say one other layer to that often gets overlooked is retention. A good nutrition challenge should be, I do think it should be profitable. Like you said, oftentimes, whether it's HSN or EC or some of these other challenges, you're paying for it. But I think more important, it's if someone is eating better, they are more likely to stay at your box longer. Period. They're less likely to get injured. They're more likely to make progress. They're more likely, to see the results, whether and how they look, how they feel, how they perform, and they're going to stay longer. They will attribute the results to you at the affiliate and less to themselves with their nutrition. They'll be like, and it's a self-propelling cycle. I eat better, so I exercise. I exercise, so I eat better, right? So it's a miss at an affiliate to not. If you're an affiliate owner and you're not at a minimum, you're going back to the question of the day. Instead of that, like, hey guys, here's a tip for today on nutrition. Wake up and drink a glass of water. Cool. Great. Hey, for breakfast, here's a great idea. Right? So like, it's the foundation. It's nutrition right down there. Like that needs to be a
Well,
part.
and as amazing as when Nicole and her team does, if you're wanted to do nutrition challenges, but you're not ready to jump in the deep end, it could be something as simple as like, hey, we're writing up on the board, a mini challenge for the month where it's like, the challenge is drink a gallon of water a day, and then start writing people's names on the board. And it's like every time you do it, walk over to the board, add a tally, and then at the end of the month, who's got the most tallies, and like we did a nutrition challenge.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this like crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Is there another misconception, or was that it? Did I only get
I think
three?
that was it. I think there was 3.
All right. Well, yeah, the older I get, the more I'm like, man, this thing's all about having fun. Like you said, hey, you could take that down now. But it's that consistency. I was at Lifetime yesterday. I was in the sauna, this young kid, and he's like 25, but I saw him deadlifting out there. We got chatting. He was pulling like 435 for reps. And, I was telling him like, cool, like be consistent for the next 20 years. Like that's what you have to do. And group class allows that. It's what keeps you, like I said, yesterday I worked out at Lifetime. I did the same. I always follow the Coal Creek programming. I try to do it at home, at Lifetime, or obviously when I go into class, but I always have more fun. I always go harder. I'm always more excited when I show up to class.
I saw the other day, I don't remember who posted this. It was somebody in the fitness industry. It might have even been a CrossFit coach, but they had put, stop selling people on your program and start selling them on a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's what the difference between, like, that's CrossFit. Like, we're a lifestyle. We're not like a 60-minute boot camp. We're not 24/7 access that you see at like Planet Fitness. Like, we're a lifestyle, and like we're signing you up to be, this is going to be you now.
Yeah, it's an identity, right? And that's what you want to create. That's a great point, Christian. That's the way you want to create, because if you create that, like I identify as someone that does CrossFit, meaning I show up, I do a hard thing, I cheer on my fellow classmates, I leave and I eat right. The likelihood of that person leaving is much lower. I know.
And more importantly, like, I mean, because we all signed up for impact, and it's like we said we want to change lives. Well, if you want to change lives, you have to change their whole life. And it's like if we get them to self-identify as a CrossFitter, not only will they stay longer, they will stay with it longer beyond you, and now you've become this pebble that ripples to the rest of their life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. And let's wrap up on this. She says you can't do CrossFit badly for very long. You'll wash out, bad diet, poor sleep. Going into a box with, I don't coach there, I just participate, and seeing people around the world, you realize like CrossFit is spreading to like the average person in a great way.
Yeah.
Because anyone doing CrossFit is a better human being, right? Pushing yourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, cheering people on. But that's the point, right? We need to, you'll definitely become frustrated. Well, I don't know. Do you think,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with her. Like I've had members come up to me. This is a few years ago when I first took over my gym, but I had a member, she's like, man, like, I think I'm going to try something else. And I'm like, well, what's going on? And she's like, well, I'm plateauing. I haven't, I don't PR as much anymore. And she was about 18 months in, and she's like, I'm not losing weight anymore. And I was like, that's because your newbie gains are gone.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to get gains early. And like, now it's time to like, look at how often are you showing up? Maybe we need to push a little harder in the workouts. Maybe we need to look at your nutrition. Yeah. And I think that's our job as coaches, is to have those conversations. And if we intervene, then that frustration will turn into a win and a new goal for them.
Yeah, no, and that's your opportunity, right? That's your opportunity to coach people and make, like you said, impact. But
yeah,
let's just throw one more layer and lead by example, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're the box owner, I was, talking to one of our owners recently, and it's like, why are you successful? Because you're doing the thing. People want to walk in and be inspired, and they're inspired by someone that's normal, that's either fit or, eating well, like just doing the thing. Like they're like, I can't do that. Well, it's like, here's Jay. He's a normal guy. I mean, abnormal in many ways, but when it comes to health and fitness, he's just normal. But here he is, right? Or there's Christian, or there's Trish, or there's AAA, right? AAA is not normal by any means, fitness wise. But point is,
all we're doing is eating whole foods,
and
working out 4 to 5 times a week.
That's it.
That's literally it.
That's it. It's not that hard. All right, everybody. Christian, I got to wrap up. I hear him screaming baby upstairs. He's sick. And like I said earlier, we'll be in Texas Friday if you can make the lunch and learn. I'm presenting on sales. Nicole will be there on nutrition. Saturday at the Affiliate Summit, 1:45, Furnace speaking. I was talking to Fern right before this. I hate to say it, but that dude has gotten really, really smart. Yeah,
I mean, at least one of you has.
Yeah. Hey, if you're not going to be smart, partner with somebody that is.
That's why he's that VP, right?
That's right.
The VP.
But he is so smart in many things, but the most smart when it comes to affiliate ownership. He is, I hate to say this, Christian. I'm going to give him a great compliment.
Do it. He'll never see this, so it's fine.
Watch this.
He's too busy actually getting stuff done.
He is the best in the world at affiliate coaching.
Yeah.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. That is Jason Fernandez as an affiliate owner and coach. And if you want to learn more, hit us up. Like we said, open invite. Orlando, not open. You got a RSVP. Orlando Mastermind, January 25th, 26th. We're all going to be there. There's going to be some great speakers, surprise speakers coming in. Free copy of the second edition, the New Testament of Best Hour of Their Day. Wait, which one is the Jewish? The Jewish one is the Old Testament, right? The new one is the fake one?
You're the worst.
The new one, the fake one?
Yeah, the Old Testament is the Jewish one, yeah.
Yeah, so the new one's like the story. It's the sequel. We made a little up.
Inaccurate.
There's a bush. It's burning. Come on.
That was Old Testament. This is what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. That was Old Testament.
Someone was on drugs, I think, is what went on. Anyway, it's coming to you. And great. Thanks, AAA, Trish, Extra Sloppy. I saw you in there. Thanks. Hey, tell your friends. Tuesdays, 10:30 Mountain, 12:30 Eastern. I hit the 9 a.m. class. I come home. We get going. We'd love to see more of you. This was already more people than last time. Christian and I are going to be here every Tuesday talking CrossFit, why you should do it, how you should do it, the best ways to do it. And if you guys have anything for us, we're open. So, Christian, thanks again.
Yep, you're welcome. And then catch Todd and Kristen Thursday at 9 a.m.
That's Eastern, right?
Eastern, yep.
Todd Acuto, K-Bo, Kristen Bowen. What time did you just say? 9 a.m. Eastern?
9 a.m. Eastern.
9 a.m. Eastern. They dive into coaching. They unravel the professional coach email that goes out. They talk all about coaching. 2 of the best in the world. I know I'm throwing that kind of title out there.
They're level 4s. I mean, that's 1% of 1%.
Hey, level 4.
And Flow Masters?
Flow Masters, yeah, on seminar staff. 2 amazing coaches. Check them out. If you subscribe to the Best Hour of Their Day YouTube channel, Christian puts up all the thumbnails. Hey, by the way, I love that thumbnail today about the warm up or the coat firm was
handstand push up.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was cute.
Crushing it, dude. And Haley too. Shout out to Haley for doing all great things on our marketing team. Keep an eye out. Best Hour of Their Day YouTube. Best Hour of Their Day on Instagram. I think we have a TikTok. What's that? This is a long outro.
A long outro.
Let's get out of here. Thank you all. See you later.
Bye, guys.